Boom, 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 boom. Well, hello. How you doing? I am bored. I have no game left to play. No game left to play whatsoever. Everything's done. All my worlds explored 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. Oh my god, I've got no game left to play. All the events are done and finished. I've got some resin that I can burn up. I got an abyss that I can play with a little bit if I want to, but just haven't been feeling the abyss lately. Yep. The fun times of life. I'm trying to get back into streaming the gaming stuff. And I'm still trying to get a taste for Honkai Star Rail, but it's the combat. I don't like the combat. That's what I don't like about Honkai Star Rail. I like the exploration. I like the game for the better part. Just the combat. I don't care for the combat. I just don't care for the combat. But Blue Protocol is supposed to be coming out soon, so I'm going to give Blue Protocol a try. I kind of regret stopping playing what's it called? Uh, uh, what's it called? Tower of Fantasy. That's what, see, I stopped playing it for like 6 months, and now I'm so far behind that it's just no fun playing anymore. It's just not fun playing it anymore, which is sad. I shouldn't have stopped playing it. I should have just kept going. It's a fun game. It's a good game. But yeah, I made the mistake of stopping playing it. Let's go make sure I got resin. Oh, so how is everyone doing today? How is everyone doing? Bored, play some game, have some fun. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. How's my audio? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me? Good. Nice. How's the game volume? Is game volume okay? Is everything good? Let's see. How many resins can I craft? Can I craft 4? Nope. Can I craft 1? Oh, I can craft 1. Okay. Craft 2. Can I craft 3? I can craft 3. But I cannot craft that. Okay, I got my 5 resins. Eula. Let's go play with some Eula stuff. Game audio is almost non-existent. Yeah, that's okay. Easier to hear me. Let's see if I can adjust the game your audio. Genshin Impact says it's that fine. Headphones, microphone. Let's see. What do I got here? Let's check. Let's check out my settings, audios. Game audio should be good. Oh, it must be StreamYard. Doesn't like it. Doesn't like game audio. Let us come back over here. Take a big boost. Bum, 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 bum. Hmm. Oh well. Oh well. Do 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 do. Well, let's come back over here. Eula. Nope. No Eula material today. Let's try for some more Eula artifacts. Let us try for some more Eula artifacts. Pretty boring when you have almost 100% of the game. I got all the exploration 100%. So the story and lore, I've been given a lot of thought. Still haven't really figured out what my answer is, but yeah, working on it. Working on it. But I have a sneaking suspicion that King Deshrod and some of the original Archons have a lot to do with it, and the remaining dragons. Meow. Meow. Yep. So anything exciting going on in your guys' world right now? Hey, hello, hello. Anything exciting in your world? Use the condenso. Let's see if we get anything exciting.
Anything exciting?
Do I have anything fun? And junk. And junk. Continue. Nothing. Cool. I used to be into the Halo games, but then gameplay and control, like the controller thing, just not my cup of tea. I used to play it, I used to love it, but not so much anymore. I'm telling you, Pyro Ayaka is pretty handy. Cryo Ayaka is pretty handy. No. Yeah, I just can't get into the Halo games anymore. It's like I love the story, I love that, but it's the control and the group thing and stuff like that. Like I'm not really big on those kind of things. I'm still working on that one. I'm still working on that. I'm reading through all the information that I have and stuff like that, and still figuring on it. But I have a sneaking suspicion that the old archons, if you count them, if you count the archons that were involved, like the gods that were involved with King Deshret and stuff like that, they number four. There were four of them. And then there's King Deshret. So I'm starting to piece it together that King Deshret was actually the primordial one, and he actually brought the abyss to the world by introducing the forbidden knowledge and stuff like that, and kind of opened the doorway. And Celestia, I actually think it's a tough one, but I think Celestia is actually the good guys. I actually think Celestia are the good guys, and the old dragon heirs are actually the good guys. I think we're being played, and the villains that we think are villains aren't really the villains. But I still got a little bit more reading. I'm probably gonna make another lore video. I haven't done a lore video in a while, like actual me explaining my theory, but I've got to finish my new theory, my updated theory, like my theory on the old kingdoms and all the world and stuff like that, and piecing all that together, stuff that's on my on my Discord. That's all come to fruition, has been proven to be right. So on that part, I got that right. And the murals, I got that right. And the murals actually show King Deshret's kingdom. Every single mural is a depiction of King Deshret's kingdom. Like every single one of the rune murals, from Dragonspine to Cerulean Island, they're all King Deshret's kingdom. So they're not separate kingdoms. They're not different kingdoms. They're actually King Deshret's kingdom. And King Deshret used to be probably the primary ruler. Well, see, that's the thing is like long ago, like back before 2.0, I already knew about the one kingdom because it was in the description in this many of the descriptions in the game. But when you go to but that's the things that I've been working on the rune murals for a long time, ever since we started getting a taste of them and piecing them, tying together to the one world. And now that all those murals, now seeing King Deshret's empire and the murals in his domains, literally just says every single depiction is King Deshret. Like it's King Deshret going to all these old civilizations, giving the forbidden knowledge to every civilization, and that's what caused the death of like Cerulean Island, the original inhabitants of it. They were given forbidden knowledge by King Deshret, and now look at them, they're extinct, and a big nail was dropped on them. Like, but where the nail is, but we do know that the nails can be broken down and utilized because King Deshret and his and everything in there literally tore the nails that fell in Sumeru into pieces and made devices out of them. Like that's the thing, is when you play the quests, when you go into the second half of the desert, we find out what happened to the nail. It became all the devices. Yeah, that's that's the Fontaine and their political system. It's like the whole entire the people that can't provide sufficient data and stuff like that get sent down to the sewers, Like it's going to be pretty cool. But the politics of it is like we know the ocean's left because the water, the the taste of the water changed there. So the taste of the water is corrupt, bitter, and sour. It's not as pure as it was when the original hydroarchon was there. The original hydroarchon had pure water, but now it's all poisoned. I'll pick those up. But yeah, but the waters in Fontaine have been poisoned. That's why the ocean is left. Like that's the only reason why they would have left. Like they're tainted with anger and hatred. So I wonder if we're going to end up purifying the water and the oceanids are going to come back. I don't know. But I want to meet more oceanids. It was nice this last event meeting another oceanid. So it was real nice meeting another oceanid. Gave us some more history on the oceanids and a little bit more lore into Fontaine. But yeah, the political structure. Yes, I'm going to keep that one because I have a possible use for that one. Garbage. But yeah, no, I think their hunger for knowledge and like it seems like they're on a quest for perfection of knowledge and science, and I think that's pretty bad. Did you see that 90,000? Did you see that 90,000? Pyro melt Ayaka. Ayaka with Benny in a pyro cup is nasty. You put in a pyro cup on Ayaka, slow her in with a C6 Benny, and she is mean. Now that's the thing, is we know that Celestia is over top of Fontaine. Like it's literally hovering over top of Fontaine. And why is it hovering over top of Fontaine? Well, they got technology. They got friggin' robots that walk around the street. Dude, they're asking for it. They're literally asking for a butt whooping from Celestia. Like this may be our first. Fontaine may be actually the first point that we actually meet someone from Celestia other than Paimon. Oh, Paimon. The whole entire Paimon thing. Paimon is a puppet. Paimon is an AI that was created to gather intelligence on the travelers and also other events in the world. Zhongli knows exactly what Paimon is, and knows that her programming is broken. When Paimon was found floating in the water because she had short-circuited and she doesn't remember her programming. But she is not a human. She's not humanoid. She is a machine. She is quite literally a puppet created by Fontaine to gather information and intel and lead a guide. She is quite literally a guide to guide us in the path that Celestia wants us to go. Except for her programming is broken. And she doesn't remember what she is or who she is. And I have a scary thought that close to the end of the game, Paimon's going to remember who and what she is. She's going to be conflicted and angry because now she's learned how to understand human emotions and kinship and friendship. And it's going to literally cause Paimon to go insane. But yeah, I think Paimon is quite literally a machine. She is a tour guide that was programmed to follow us, monitor our habits, how we interact with the world and stuff like that. And Paimon's not aware because her program is broken what she's doing and stuff like that. Celestia knows exactly what we're doing, everything we're doing, because she's still transmitting the signal. And none of that, the Fatui Harbinger, the puppet one. She herself, her physical body isn't a human body. She died. Her consciousness was put into a puppet, but her consciousness was so big and so full of knowledge that it was too big to put into one puppet. So she separated herself into all of the Catherines. So our little puppet master there, each Catherine has a fragment or a segment of her memories, and each Catherine built a life, a world off their fragment of her memories. And the rune guard that carries her around is, I believe, is her lover, who was dying of a disease, and to save him, she created that rune guard and put his consciousness into it. But something went wrong with that experiment. The rune guard accidentally killed her before it figured out what it was. Like, it was like her lover became angry. Why'd you put me in this rune guard? What's going on? Why would you put me in a monster? Accidentally killed her, but realized what he did and used her technology to put her into a puppet body. But the puppet body was not capable of holding her pure consciousness, so it was broken apart into the Catherines. So every single Catherine is actually part of her and has a life and a world built off of a fragment of her memories. What do you think of that? Huh? No evidence for that yet, but it's not a 3 billion light year stretch, because every Catherine that we've met has its own individual identity, yet they're all identical. And the one Catherine in Layu talks about playing volleyball in college. The one in Sumeru, I can't remember what the one in Sumeru mentioned, but she mentioned something when just before, like, Nahida started using her body. But each one of them has its own consciousness and identity and its own part of its memories. But we know Catherines are puppets. But why do these puppets have human memories and memories of playing volleyball in college? And if you look at our little puppet master friend there, it's like you look at her face, her style, like her hair and all that stuff. She looks she shares quite a resemblance with the Catherines. But out of all the Fatuis, who would be the one that would benefit from having the Catherines collecting information about the world? Because that's what Catherine's about. Catherine is about sending people out on quests and missions to figure out mysteries of the world, find treasures of the world and stuff like that, gather information. Who would benefit from that? Person that made her. But that's the thing, is I have this, it seems off the wall, because we haven't been to Fontaine, or we haven't met the Fatuis that, or heard any of her story. But that's the thing, is like that this is just a theory. Like that's a thing. Theory is not fact. Theory is not always fact. Now lore, based off of what we know, is still theory because it's not 100% proven. But my theory on her is that each Catherine has a fragment of her memories because the puppet body she was put into could not handle it. And my theory is that the big robot was her experiment, either someone that she knew she put into there that was dying from a disease, or a lover that was put in there. But it's not a stretch. It's not a stretch. It's actually a this scenario has been put into movies, like thousands of movies through history. It's been put into many games. Like this theory I'm explaining has actually been played out in many different games, in like different circumstances. It's also been played out in many movies, and the whole entire Catherine thing, the puppet things and stuff like that, and her walking around and being carried by this big rune guard and stuff like that. And well, what is this rune guard? What makes this rune guard different? Why does it dress and clothing and stuff like that and stuff like that? So is it really 3 billion light year stretch? It's not. It's actually not. If you write stories, like if you understand writing stories and creating theory, it makes perfect sense for that to be it. It makes perfect sense for that to be her explanation. Until we actually meet her, we won't actually really know anything. Till we actually learn more about her story, we won't really know anything. But off of my observations that I've made from what has been put out, these are the observations that I make. And like that's the thing. So I've read many stories. I've played hundreds of games, and every game and almost every sci-fi movie and fiction movie puts an aspect of this storyline into it. So why would Genshin not put this aspect into the game? Tragic love story, Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, it's but that's the thing, is all theory is a stretch. All theory is a stretch. Like that's the thing. That's all we have is we have little segments of stuff, and the theories that everyone's making is based off of fragmented chunks of lore. Like we now know that Enkanomiya, there's a lot of stuff in the game now that conflicts with Enkanomiya's history and information and stuff like that. But there's also some stuff that brought some light to why the books in Enkanomiya were written the way they are and stuff like that. Like I've already proven that the ones that made the agreement with the primordial one were the Seelie. The Seelie made the contract to guide humans because the Seelie were here long before the humans were, and they were probably under the rule of the dragon. But that whole entire thing, our species, as abundant as the stars, made a contract with the primordial one to guide. Those were Seelies that made that agreement, and that was actually proven in the last 2 big quests. So, but like that's the thing, is 80% of 80 to 90% of everything that I've come up with. Like if you go through my old lore stuff that I have on my Discord, and I don't have my videos anymore, which sucks, but my old videos, 80 to 90% of everything that I've guessed and estimated has actually happened in the game. But that's the thing, is I'm used to understanding plots and that of stories because I've written stories. So, and I've played many stories, and being also a grand game master, designing some of the most elaborate games for Dungeons and Dragons and Rifts, understanding the plots of stories and how to create lore that boggles the brain and puzzles that are confusing as hell. So far, I've been 80-90% right about everything that I've come up with. So, and the whole entire dragons thing, I was right on that. I don't know if you remember from 2.0, from when I was on Tyvectionaries Discord before they teamed up on me because they just didn't like my theories. Because my theories and lore went against everything the group believed in. They couldn't have a impartial mind, but I've proven almost all of them wrong. Everyone in that group I've proven wrong so far. But I don't know if you remember when I was part of the Tyvectionaries Discord, everything that I shared and posted in there has come to fruition. And the thing about the dragons, I was right. I was absolutely right about the dragons. Because you would have had been part of Tyvectionaries group when I brought up the whole entire topic. I had a big thing written that I posted on there, and I also made a video of it, which unfortunately got deleted when I screwed up my YouTube account. But I was right about the dragons. Yeah, I do remember you sharing a theory about your theory of that. So far, it does look, you do look quite bang on that one. You do. So far you're doing really good on that one. Actually, a lot of stuff that you've actually have shared with me in the past does make sense. No. Oh, let's go play with some trading artifacts. Yeah. No, that I just can't wait for Fontaine to come out because I want that lore. I know there's going to be some more murals because you know how my lore and that works off. I don't really work 100% off of what's written in the books and stuff like that in lore. I look for the physical lore. Like if you remember, I look at the runes, I study the runes, the style of the runes, I study the murals, the artwork, and all that stuff, and I piece it together a lot of the puzzle from that. But not of that, the creatures of the world too, I utilize into their existence. So, like, I'm not my lore is not purely based off of what's written in the books, because the book. But yeah, but Fontaine, their political system, it's you may actually be right. Okay, let's trade them all in for some glad. That one is junk. 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 And that one is junk. Attack HP. Oh, it'd be an interesting one. I think I'll lock that one. Nope. Nope. Cryo with nothing. Animal with nothing. Nope. 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 Don't get rid of that one. That's Potter. Let's see what we can get. Yeah. I want to know where they got their technology for their advanced robots that they got that are far superior to anything we've fought in the game so far. Their cybernetics should prove to be quite interesting. And the swimming. We get to go swimming. It could be beneficial. Garbage. Man. Yeah. Very true. Yes, yes. But none of that. I tell you one thing, the Harbingers really have their hands in Fontaine. Like big time. Like that's the thing. Like I think we're gonna learn a lot more about the Harbingers and the Fatui come up this next update because they really got their hands into this. Two more Conrians. We may meet two more Conrians, and I think you know who the possible Conrians are already. But no, this will be interesting. Like, no, that's the reason why I want to get back onto YouTube doing streams. Is I want to try to get all my old lore stuff back together and come up with my Grandmaster theory. But I really want to get into Fontaine's lore because I think Fontaine holds two key parts to prove my theory right. Like my theory pretty much 99.9% right. So that's I've got a theory on that one. Like it's all I need is two little key components, and that's the Celestia above the robots, and I need to find a mural. There's one more there's one mural missing because each mural depicts a segment of the story, and there's one more mural that I'm hoping to see. No, I'm talking about I'm not talking about Fatui Conrians. I'm talking about one NPC Conrian, and we're also gonna meet one playable Conrian. There is what like you come on, you watched the videos, you looked at the eyes. Only characters that have the eyes that Kaya and Dainsleif have are Conrians. And that's the thing is there's one new character coming out that has the same eyes and I think is related to Kaya. I have no evidence on it yet. I'm just assuming, I have an assumption that he's going to be related to Kaya, but we're going to have another playable Conrian. But there's also an NPC in Fontaine that is from Conria. You just gotta watch. You gotta watch those. Watch that trailer really, really close and look at every character, even the NPCs that they show, because their technology is really driven by Conrian technology and research. So, but yeah. No, Piero is Conrian. 100% on that one. I actually have a theory on Piero. I think Piero is actually Kaya's grandfather. I think his grandfather faked his death, and this is why Kaya has a fascination with trying to figure out more about the Fatui and the Harbingers. I think Piero is Kaya's grandfather, faked his death. He still has our sword. Piero has our sword when it fell to the earth. That story that Kaya tells about his grandfather finding the sword is the true story. Our sword at the beginning of the game literally was separated from our body and fell to from the heavens to the earth. And Kaya's grandfather found it. But I think Piero is Kaya's grandfather, and he faked his death, or is possibly immortal. Maybe our sword gave him powers beyond imagination. but he has our sword, and I have a suspicion that he is actually Kaya's grandfather. Faked his death. Still has our sword and is running the Fatui Harbingers. So that's just the theory. That's just the speculative theory, anyways. No. No. Well, that does make sense. Like, I have no proof. That's just purely a speculative one. But there's just so many similarities. But Kaya is fascinated with learning more about the Fatui, not just for the crimes that they're committing, but he wants to figure out. He wants to figure out more about his family and his family's history. And there's one person in there that knows all about his family, and that's Piero. Like, come on. But it's like, that's the thing. But our sword, we do know our sword is somewhere in this world because it did fall. Because in the opening credits, our sibling was encapsulated with their sword, and that's why our sibling still has their sword. We let go of our sword, and we were encapsulated, and our sword just fell. So that story that Kaya told us about the sword is true. And his grandfather finding it, but the sword had immense power. So, like, I have a sneaking suspicion that Piero is Kaya's grandfather, still alive, faked his death, or is immortal. And yeah, and the fact that half of the dragons of the world are still alive and still exist. Morax wasn't actually wasn't the original great dragon. He was diminished from his greater form. But the dragon Chai that we hear stories of, and the remains, well, that's the thing, is now that we know more about the dragons and stuff like that, kind of leads me to my theory on the dragon Chai being quite true. I don't think the dragons are naturally inherently hateful of humans. They were hateful of the archons, hateful of the gods, but not so much humans. Man, having nothing left to do in the game. Nothing left to do. I'll go beat this guy up. But yeah. But anyways, I'm gonna do another stream later on tonight. Maybe talk some more lore. I'm gonna take a little bit tonight to read some more of my notes that I've made on the recent lore that we've gotten and stuff like that. And I'm gonna explain my Paimon theory a little bit more, and I'll explain my Catherine theory a little bit more. But yeah, I need to go take a look at a van, so I'm gonna go to do some work. I'm gonna say bye to you guys for now, but later on tonight I'll do another stream, and I'll give you some more explanation to my new theories, and I'll also give some more opening to my dragon theory. But it was nice seeing you. Hello, and yeah. And if you have any others open for my videos, and none of that, they can also talk with me and stuff like that. And if they want to come in on stream, talk on stream about theories and lore, they can do that. So I'm going to try to make it more interactive than all the other lore people. All the other lore people just talk about the stuff that they've come up with or what they've been discovered. But I want to have a group where we can use StreamYard, hang out, and talk about our lore in person. Like, why not? We can all just log into jump into the stream and talk about our theories and lore and debate, not argue, debate and stuff like that, and converse. So, but I'm going to kill this flower, and then I'm going to say bye-bye, and yeah, I'm going to go beat up a flower. Benny, 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 Benny. Boom. I don't have any resin. Don't have enough resin. Oh well. But anyways, you have a night. Have fun. But yeah, later on tonight, I'm going to do a stream. And if you know anyone else that's into lore that wants to jump on stream or is comfortable jumping on stream and talking about theories, speculations, and lore, let them know. I'll probably do it later on tonight, probably around 8 o'clock my time, and I'll have a stream and people can pop in and we can talk about our theories and what we think and stuff like that, and discuss some of my theories and see what people think of them. But yeah, but anyways, you have a great day, my friend, and hopefully, well, you're on summer break, so hopefully you're enjoying summer break. And not only that, send me a copy of your story, Pacific Standard Time. So, but send me a copy of your story. Email me a copy of your story. I really, really want to read your story that you wrote. I have not forgotten about that, and I do want to read it. So please do send me a copy of your story. All right. Well, you have a great night, my friend.